I know I sound like I'm preaching to you, but I can't reach you unless I reach that spiritual nature. So here we go. Let's get started. I always like to start with this because this here is a nice icebreaker. It's a definition. And I want to know, how many black people we got in this room today? Huh? Wow. I'm impressed because I'll be having almost the whole room raising their hand when I ask that question. The whole room would ask, like, y'all not black? Y'all not black? Now, I'm going to have somebody read this, and I'm going to pick him out. Brother Ray back there. Take that to him. And then you can pass it on. We're going to look up the word American. And the first word is black. Read that nice and loud. I mean, so everybody can hear that. Let me tell you what dictionary that is. You, brother. I'm picking on you because you have a different shade, and I want you to read that because that comes out with more force from you than it would come from me or anybody that looks like me. Huh?
The word black?
Black. Read it out loud.
Black. Black, pale, wine, livid.
Nope, slow down. Go back and read that again.
Black, pale, wine, livid.
Wine and livid is deviations of pale and bleached. But go ahead.
To become pale, to turn white, to become black, to blacken. Pale man.
Right there. I think we got the point, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, that's Noah Webster's original dictionary. He was a Christian because his history of his life is live.
This is Hindsight Radio. I represent it. The information station changing the nation.
He knew that they were switching up words. And he wanted...
Imhoff resolved the tie. Out of the way. Brown Jackson, Mrs. Jackson, Justice Jackson, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Senator Feinstein, etc. Why we got to use the maiden name? We come Queen LaHarris rather than... She ain't even black. Seriously. What she is an Aryan. She is what the real Aryans look like. Quit being fooled by that lie that the Nazis told long and loud about Aryans being blonde-haired and blue-eyed. They aren't. They're swarthy, dark-haired, dark-eyed. Just like Kamala Harris. And her own father called her a liar and a fraud in an article he wasn't quoted in. He wrote for a Jamaican periodical. I met the man. He was introduced to me as one of our Hindu citizens. That grandmother, great-grandmother of hers that she wants to claim as black, her father describes as a Hindu housekeeper. You see, her mother is dark, but she's described as a Caucasian because she is. See, Caucasian, Negroid, etc., Mongolian. It's not listed by color. It's by certain characteristics. Now, if you looked at a regiment of famous Hindu fighters in World War II, they look like a bunch of homeboys out the hood. I had some Hindu people work for me on my show. One of them was a beautiful woman. She said, "Judge, I'm not a black woman, I'm a Hindu." She says, "I'm an Aryan." Their technical name is Indo, I-N-D-O hyphen. Aryan, A-R-Y-A-N, the one who the Nazis were talking.
The information station changing the nation.
Peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Truth Tuesday show with your host, Akeem L, here on Hindsight Radio, the information station changing the nation. I hope did y'all hear that clip? That was Judge Joe Brown. I was watching a video. Actually, I'll give y'all the link to that video in the chat. He was talking about Kamala Harris and how she's Aryan. That falls in line with a lot of stuff I teach about how the definition of black was switched around. See, they took these terms and they put color on them. Like he explained, the Aryan is about characteristics, where they come from. It was never about the shade of skin. That concept of skin color, the division of skin colors, is a Western ideology. When you had the Bacon Rebellion, where all groups of people from different backgrounds got together and came against the British government. And it was like, hey, we got to separate these people. And then they started doing it by color. And of course, because they were doing it by color, people that were actually from the indigenous tribes jumped ship, and because their skin was lighter, and started claiming to be Caucasian and white. In fact, in my own family, on my mom's side, I was doing research into the background because I'm digging into the roots, really getting deep. And my great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, my great-grandmother's father enlisted into the army as a Caucasian man because he can get away with it because his skin was so light. So these are the things that was going on because things were getting heated. And certain groups of people, by the shade of their skin, were getting privileges. You see it here. You see amongst our people now. You know, you got people who get certain status, and because they look a certain way, they get better treatment. Still going on today. Nothing has changed. So yeah, that is what he was talking about. It's a good video. I'm trying to fix my camera there. Let me see if I can get that video for you. Let's see. There it is.
Since we're talking.
All right, I'm gonna put it in the. By the way, can you guys hear me pretty good? Am I coming in loud and clear? There's a video. Watch the whole thing, because even at about an hour in, he starts breaking down Barack and his true history and how he's related to the Bush family. I've heard that before. That statement, I did hear that. But he, listening to Judge Joe Brown, he really goes into some real details. He really knows his history. I also know that he's in disagreement with Dan Calloway about the whole that we're indigenous and things like that. I know that, but overall, I think he's a good source of information. I'm gonna try to get him on the show. I'm gonna try to get him on. Let me see if I can talk with him in depth about, because in there he talked about certain things briefly, but I really want to go into depth about that Aryan and groups of people and their where they originated from. I think he can share some good information on that. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? We got Amexa Moore in the house. Peace. Yaziya Bay. Peace Discipleship Ministry. C. King Bay. Corinne in the house. Oh, who else? Who else? J5 Jackson says greeting. Thanks, Corinne. I'm glad. Oh, you guys can hear me good. Bronze Flat Power God in the house. That's who's in the house so far. All right. Tonight I'm going to talk about a success story that was mentioned in the bi-weekly premium membership class yesterday. Brother, he's been going at it hard with the IRS. They put a lock-in letter on the job, and not only did he get some success, he got a check, a nice size check at that. He gave him his money back, the money that they were taking. They gave it back to him. Oh, this is my beet juice. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk about, what are you programming your mind to receive? Because everything you are receiving now, everything you have at this moment is a direct result of what you have been programming your mind to receive. Everything. The relationships, the money, the house, the cars, everything. The friendships is a direct correlation to what you were thinking about. It's like Reverend Ike said, your mind is like a movie projector, projecting to the world everything that's in your mind. You're projecting out. Things that you think are just happenstance are not necessarily happenstance. They're energy waves you're sending out, thought waves. And you could prove it. I have actually thought about something and then pick up my phone, there's an ad for it. I hadn't said anything, I hadn't talked about it, nothing. I thought about it and it shows up on my phone or it shows up on my computer. So that means that somehow through these energy waves, these microwaves that are shooting through the air, 5G is picking up your thoughts. See, everybody thought this 5G technology was going to kill them, and it's not healthy. I'll tell you that. It's not. But those 5G waves is so that they can connect to your wave pattern. See, they have figured this out years ago, that our thoughts are energy waves going out into the atmosphere everywhere. It's going out there. And that energy wave doesn't rest until it connects to the same energy wave so that it can bring it back to you, so that you can see and feel and touch the things that you desire. So if you are constantly living in fear, constantly depressed, you have all of these issues in your life, that means that your mindset is sending these waves out there. And it will connect to everything that can cause you stress and depression, poverty thoughts. It's going to connect to all of that. It's going to connect to everybody that's broke and everybody that can drain you. Yeah, sometimes you'll have moments where you're going to have a lot of money. But if your mindset is predominantly poverty driven, you're going to have that money and it's going to be gone just like that. That's why most people who hit the lottery, who have not trained their mind to accept wealth, I think the statistics is about 3 to 5 years that all of that money is gone. Maybe a little bit longer. It went millions and it's gone. Wow, how? I've actually seen people get upwards of $100,000 in one setting and it's gone within a year. all of the money. Just at one time, it's gone. They will keep, because their mind, because their habits, and they believe that that they're not supposed to be wealthy. They don't believe in being wealthy. They don't have a respect for money. They're gonna do everything they can to throw that money away or give it away. They're gonna do everything they can to take that wealth, that money. I wouldn't say it's wealth, and put it back into someone else's business that can receive wealth, that knows how to make that money grow. That's who they'll give it to. Money does not stay with the poor. Money does not stay with the broke-minded. Money does not stay with people who do not know and who are not programmed to hold on to money. Money only stays with the people that are programmed to have wealth. It only stays with them. Why? Because it's in it. Money is a currency. It's the energy. It will flow just like water to the path of least resistance and rest where it is welcome. See, wealth is not welcome to the poor because the poor, the broke, the poverty mindset person has a secret contempt for people with money. Maybe not, sometimes not so secret. Sometimes it's out in open. You can see it. I see. I listen. I follow Elon Musk and other wealthy people, and I read some of the comments. Every time they'll just post like a couple of words, and then people just attack them for those couple of words. Just find something. They got to find something wrong. Why? Because they have a problem with the wealth. It's not the person themselves. It's what they represent. They represent prosperity. They represent an abundance. And people that don't represent that do not connect with people that do. And when they'll try to, you see what they did to Christ, right? Christ was a wealthy man. Not only spiritually, but they had money because he had a treasure. As soon as they could find something wrong with the Christ, they wanted him executed. Why? Because they want to see more people like them. They're okay if you like them. They're okay when you're broke just like them. They love that. Now they don't have to work. They don't have to build up towards something. See, but the Christ mindset, that what the Christ was teaching at that time was to elevate yourself, disconnect from these systems that say you have to do things a certain way, that say that you have to execute somebody for adultery. All of these rules and regulations that most of the people weren't following themselves. See, the people were okay as long as he was doing something for them, healing them, making them walk, exorcising demons, making them see, heal the woman with the issue of blood. See, as long as he was feeding them and doing things for them, they were fine. But then when the authorities, the religious authorities swooped in on them, and then the government was against them, his own disciples dispersed, as he had foretold. That's why I don't understand why people, they claim they know the Bible, they're very religious and they know things. And they get confused why people don't want to follow them on their journey to prosperity. Your journey to prosperity is a solo trip. Now, you're going to have people who are going to follow you for a time. Jesus' 12 apostles followed him for a time until things got really, really tough. When they had to really show what they were taught. As soon as it hit, they were gone. And this is all symbolisms. Because the 12 apostles represent 12 aspects of the Christ mind. See, all of the negative aspects, the doubting, the pushback, and all the ones that weren't going to stand. In order for Christ to even go through that process of being sacrificed or executed, he had to defeat the 12 aspects of his mind. He had to defeat that. He had to kill all of that. When he went off to pray and to meditate before they came and got him for this crucifixion, and he came out and he found the apostles, they were all sleeping. He was talking to himself. You can't be sleeping. He was falling asleep while meditating. This is all symbolism. These are not actual characters that they're talking about. I know you religious folks don't want to hear that. And you don't have to, because they got plenty of channels that talk about it in the traditional way. So you're welcome to stop right now. If this is bothering you, go over there. But I'm going to keep telling you. It was a battle within himself, because he went around trying to teach people to engage them into raising their consciousness. They didn't want to raise their consciousness. They just wanted the healing. They just wanted the food. That's it. Anything past that, they would, oh, I'm good. Then when it was time, because see, he can only teach for a certain, you can only try to elevate people for a certain time until the point where they're holding you back on this physical realm, this earthly realm, and you got to let them go. So when it came time for him to let them go, and he had to sacrifice all of the things that would hold them back and leave those apostles behind, of course they wouldn't be there, because he had to become one with his purpose. He had to become laser focused on what he had to do, and that was raising himself past the physical into the spiritual, higher consciousness of his existence. But on a physical level, that's pretty much how it is here. Your friends are not going to follow you to success. Your family is not going to follow you to success. You can leave that alone. They'll watch you from a distance, and they'll say things like, oh, how you still doing that show? You still doing that? Now, y'all know me. I've done my show religiously, consistently, every Tuesday for the past 7 years. I might have missed a handful of shows here and there. I don't think I've missed that many shows in all the 7 years. Although sometimes I say I'm not going to do a show. And today was one of those days. I'm not going to do a show. But I'm doing one. The key to success is consistency, persistence. That's the key. All the other things are additives, because you perfect your craft as you are persistent. But back to these people that you're trying to elevate. Let them be who they're going to be, because their elevation may not be right now. Their elevation might be sometime in the future. It took me a while to get where I am. And I had to really realize that, why are you trying to elevate people? Your job is just to put the message out there. Why are you getting upset because they're not listening? See, that's selfish, and that's kind of egotistical. People don't have to listen. They really don't. They don't have to listen. They have to follow their God consciousness where it leads. So take the burden off yourself and stop, man, these people, they don't do this and they don't. Man, I got like the Christ. He was okay with his apostles gone. Those 12 aspects of his mind gone. He was okay with it, because now the nagging and the doubt and the pulling back and holding them back, the falling asleep, the laziness, he defeated that. And he went on to bigger and better things. So if you got goals, you got aspirations, you got to be specific about what you want. You got to put a specific number on the amount of money you want to make, the type of house you want, the type of car you're going to drive. You got to be specific. And you got to have a plan. Now, I'm still working on that, writing things down and staying focused. It's very hard to stay focused when you have a lot of distractions around you. People will not come when they're not following. They listen like they act like they listening, but they really not going to do it until they're ready. You plant the seed in somewhere down the line, might be a year, 2, 5, 10, 20. They might get there. Then they'll be coming to you like, yo, man, I've been reading this stuff, and guess what? It says this and that. And then you sitting back saying, man, I talked about that 20 years ago to you. And I'm telling you, don't even say that, because they don't even remember, because they were so unconscious at the time to what you were saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought about with energy. Their energy at the time would not connect to the message that you were trying to give them. So they didn't even hear it. It didn't even register. But now it's registering, and they're like, man, they feel like it just came out. No, it didn't come out of nowhere, because you had planted the seed a long time ago, and now it's connecting, and their energy, their wavelength is wanting that. Most people don't want to change until something drastic happens to them, something extreme, causes them extreme harm, extreme stress. That's when people, most of the time, make a move. It's like they go to reach for a pot and it's hot and don't realize it. Oh, wow, that's hot. I got to be careful the next time. They'll think about that next time. There's so many people I've warned and say, hey, no, don't do that. And I've given good logical reasons why not to do it. They still did it anyway. And eventually, somewhere down the line, they received the results and they said, man, you called that. And I used to be like, yeah, I told you that. Now it's like, whatever. Okay, I'm glad you see that. People do have to experience their own problems. And unfortunately, we get into this mindset that we can help people, as in this chat, somebody say ascension can be lonely, but it's needed. I'm going to have to reword that. It's not lonely. It's not lonely. Once you understand that you are whole and complete within yourself and everything you need resides within you, then there's no need for loneliness. There's no need for that desire to have people in your presence. It becomes a privilege and okay, I want to have people in my presence because this is what I choose to do at the time. But it's not a necessity once you understand who you really are. Any feelings of loneliness can be credited to the fact that you have not realized how complete and whole you are. Yes, it's good. We want to make connections with people. Yes, do it. But if you don't have the connections, you should not be feeling sad and lonely. That means that you have not raised your level of consciousness to understanding who you really are. You made the sole choice to come into this world to experience all that you're experiencing right now. And you are experiencing these experiences on all different levels. But because we're programmed with a singular mind from birth, we have people directing our attention to this and that, making our consciousness focus on all the unnecessary things that we lose sight of our power of our consciousness and our awareness of everything around us. We have lost touch with picking up energy waves. These computers haven't lost touch. As soon as you think it's going to be an ad on. I thought I was going crazy. I said, man, I was just thinking about that. There it is. Isn't that? Then it kept happening over, and I said, nah, thoughts are energy. And they're going out. Remember what was said. Things are made from the things unseen. So if you could just sit back and reflect and make your thine eye single on a single task, a single purpose. Say if it's wealth, you want wealth, you make your eye single to that. And laser focus on that, you will achieve that. You will see that. If you see it here in the consciousness of your mind, the wealth and the house, all of the money, or you see the relationship, the love and the happiness, you see all of that, it will manifest itself in the physical world. But you have to release. You have to release the idea that it will come to you in one specific way. That's where most people fall short, right there. They have the laser focus on the wealth. They have the laser focus on their business. But when the opportunity presents itself in a way outside of this thought that they had, and realize that the wealth, you can get the same goal through many doors. What was that scripture? It said, my father has a mansion with many rooms. That's showing you that the opportunities are many. There's many opportunities, many doors to get to that same singular goal. Because where you may have a focus on, have it laid out, it may not be the best way to get you there the quickest. Or you might be slowed down because you have to do this, that, and that to get there. So once you put the idea out, hey, this is what I want, and this, I want my business to be successful, many opportunities are going to rush your way. And sometimes I see people not get what they want because they shoot down maybe the person that's bringing it to them they don't like. I can tell you right now, most of the best opportunities came from people I didn't care for at first. Yes, most of the best opportunities came from people that most people say, what? You did this? Yes. So you have to be open-minded. You can't be judged. You can't be judgmental, or you will be judged. So what is it, 7:45? All right. Well, so got more people came in. Man, the room filling up. Hey, please press the like button and subscribe. Hanif Abdullah in the house. OCO, Bronze. Oh, he's there. Dow G, C King Bay. Marcus Shelton in the house. All right. Oh, somebody got their hand up. I'll get to you after I go over this. Show y'all this testimony. So, a lot of y'all do know who have been following me for a while at IKEAML.com. I have the IRS webinar information there. And that's specifically for people who are dealing with challenges with the IRS. They're trying to say you owe some money, you don't agree, and how to properly challenge those letters. Properly, but you have to be consistent. And this particular brother was consistent. They did a lock-in letter. What is a lock-in letter? A lock-in letter is one of those letters. Actually, here it is. I could just share the screen and let the IRS tell you what it is. It is a lock-in letter. What is the 2802C letter? It's AKA the lock-in letter. This letter is a self-correcting letter. The goal is to have you as a taxpayer self-correct. The tax withholding estimator located on this site is an effective tool to help you determine your correct withholding amount. You don't need to take any action with the IRS. Simply fill out another W-4 with the correct withholding and give to your employer. What happens if the IRS determines that I do not have adequate withholding? We can tell your employer to withhold federal income tax at an increased rate. They can do that. They can do that. They have the right. They can do that. Why? Because you filled out a W-4 and said, yeah, your employer shall be your withholding agent. And I've showed y'all many times that the W-4 form is a completely voluntary form. So if you don't volunteer for that, they can't send this letter to you. We can tell your employer to withhold federal income tax at an increased rate. We do this by issuing a lock-in letter. At that point, your employer must disregard any Form W-4 that decreases the amount of your withholding. You'll receive a copy of the lock-in letter, and we'll give you some time before the lock-in rate is effective to submit a new Form W-4. If you write to the IRS, include a statement that explains why you believe you're entitled to a different withholding rate or a number of withholding allowance. Once we issue a lock-in letter, you won't be able to decrease your withholding unless we approve it. So they're saying once they do it, you stuck. Now we all know that that's involuntary servitude. That's exactly what that is. You work for your hard-earned money, and then they can say how much can come out of your check no matter what you say or do. Now this brother been pushing and hard for this hard, and he has a lock-in letter. And they sent him a check. Now, the lock-in is still in place, but I told them if they're sending you this, that means eventually they're going to release that. But the issue is that W-4 form. Y'all have to know your rights regarding that. Read the law on that. I got a video in my YouTube channel here, W-4, the truth about it. Go read it. It tells you that is a purely voluntary form to fill out. And I know that the jobs will tell you they can't hire you if you don't fill it out. They try to make you fill out forms. No company can force you to fill out any governmental paperwork by force, because that's what they're doing. They're holding your job hostage. Or what is that? What is the other word I want to call? Extortion? Is that the right word, extortion? Let's see. If you extort somebody, they'll the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. It's extortion. Let me show you. Let me just share the screen. Here it is. The practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. So when they tell you you can't get this job because you have to fill this out, that's extortion. And you should be addressing it as such. You should be. If you don't want to get money taken out of your check, you don't have to have it taken out. You're not required. The law says you. I'm not telling you anything that's not true. The law requires your consent. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Try to get the law for you. So, boy, I am. I don't want to read what the IRS says about withholding certificates. I want to read what the law says. You know, the IRS is going to tell you their story. Oh, Oh, there it is. I just had it. There you go. All right. Let's share the screen again. I've done this. This never gets old. This never gets old. I'm gonna show you the proof that the brother got his refund back. Here it is. Here's the law. Voluntary withholding agreements. It's an agreement. Employer-employee agreement. An employee and his employer may enter into an agreement under Section 3402P3A to provide for the withholding of income tax upon payments of amounts described in paragraph B1 of Section 31.3401A-3 made after December 31st, 1970. An agreement may be entered into under this section only with respect to amounts which are includable in the gross income of the employee under Section 61 and must be applicable to all such amounts paid by the employer to the employee. The amount to be withheld pursuant to an agreement under Section 3402P3A shall be determined under the rules contained in Section 3402 and the regulations thereunder. Skip down to B, form and duration of employee-employee agreement. Except as provided in subdivision 2 of this subparagraph, an employee who desires to enter into an agreement under Section 3402P3A shall furnish his employer with Form W-4. So they're saying the employee furnishes the employer, but the employer come and hand this thing to you with their welcome packet. Welcome to the slavery form. So you're going to go slave for them, and then they're going to take part of your money and give it to somebody else. Withholding exemption certificate, executed in accordance with the provisions of Section 3402F and the regulations thereunder. The furnishing of such form W-4 shall constitute a request for withholding. Now, in the case of an employee who desires to enter an agreement under Section 3402P3A with his employer, if the employee performs services in addition to those to be the subject of agreement, the remuneration for which is subject to mandatory income tax withholding by such employer, or if the employer wishes to specify that the agreement terminate on a specific date, the employee shall furnish the employer with a request for withholding, which shall be signed by the employer and shall contain the name, address, and social security number of the employee making the request, the name and address of the employer, a statement that the employer desires withholding of federal income tax. Now, I would ask the employer, where's the statement that I gave you that I wanted y'all to take my money? Because the withholding W-4 form is not the statement. That's just showing with the calculation form to say how much is going to be taken out. That's what that's for. That's the supporting documentation that goes with your statement. How come your tax attorneys and all of these guys are not telling y'all this? Why? Because they all support this. They support the system. They're not going to rock the boat. With this information, and if everybody stood up to this nonsense, you can really make a change here. But most people are scared and they won't do anything because they're afraid of losing their job. They're losing their ability to be a slave for this employer. No, I'm not a slave. Okay, call it what you want. But do you have a choice on when you come and go from work? You have to call them and call out when you're sick. You got to call out to take the days off. You got to write down what days you're going to have permission. As long as someone else don't have it, you can get it, maybe. Sounds like slavery to me. You got to take your break at a certain time. Because if you don't do any of those things according to their rules, you get coached on. They coach you. They warn you. Oh, this is your first one. This is your second occurrence. This is your third occurrence. Or you out of here. We're gonna penalize it. We're gonna do this. All this, everything's got threats behind it. So y'all really think slavery stopped? No. Now it's voluntary slavery. What's it called? Jobs. But see, they programmed you to be a voluntary slave because you went to their system to tell you, yeah, you need this particular education and go for this particular time and get this particular information so that you can take this particular information and go work for someone else. They were teaching you from day one, from kindergarten, to be a slave. Yes. From day one, you've been programmed for voluntary servitude. And you think we really live in a free country? Yeah, we do live in a free country if you take back your power. But so many of us are just giving it away just willingly and thinking that they're doing the right thing. And parents are actually sacrificing their children to this system under the guise that they're getting an education and they got a degree. I got a PhD. I got a bachelor's. But I'm drowning in thousands of dollars of debt. But I got my degree. Look. Taking pictures with it. Graduation day. Got your gown. You got your Saturn cap on. Look at me. I made it through my indoctrination camp. So they went from hundreds of years ago where they just said you ain't got no choice to give you the illusion of choice and give you little accolades, give you little pieces of paper saying, oh, look, you did something. And while they got their fingers crossed behind their back. Yeah. True freedom is when you can control your time and your money, the currency. That's true freedom. When you decide when you're going to do or not do something. When you're going to get up and not get up. When you decide, I'm going to go on vacation this day. And while you're on vacation, you're still making money. See, guys like Elon Musk, yeah, they spend hours making their bread. But it was their choice. It's their choice to do that for their business. See, but people are spending hours on jobs that at the end of the day, if this economy get tight, which is looks like it is getting tight because they done raise the interest rate, gas is high as it's ever been. Over $6 in some places. So that means your food cost is gonna go up, but your salary has not. Y'all just slaves, man. They were just talking about settling off on these student loans, and now they're trying to renege on that. Told y'all to get y'all stuff in. They trying to renege on y'all. They giving y'all money over there to Ukraine. Yeah, we put it out there. We giving it to them. We're gonna make a few people feel good. Now we're gonna just slowly dial it back. They don't know no better because they too busy watching CNN. I got a term for that network. CNN and all the other news outlets is talking about Ukraine, talking about they stand for Ukraine and all of that stuff. You see? They still busy watching these mass shootings. It got y'all distracted. I mean, those are terrible things that's going on. That's why y'all need to strap up and get your. South Carolina just made it a law that you can open carry. Why do y'all think they did that? Maybe the government they expect some nonsense to jump off, and they want people to be protected. See, all your Republican states want you to be armed. And if you skip forward in that video, I just showed you up to the about 50 minutes in. 50 minutes in, he's talking about how the Democratic Party was for slavery. See, they come at you under the guise that they helping you, but they really hurting you. And they put people in place that look like you to hurt you. Because they know people don't look further than the surface of things. So, y'all want to still be slaves? Y'all go right ahead. I don't. I'm not interested. Brother said, look up IRS 6473W. It will blow your mind. I'll look it up at another time. I'll do that. I'm not opening up a doc right now. You tell me what it says. I'll look it up in my free time. Elise Clemens says, greetings, everyone. All right, so we had somebody on the line here who wants to talk. Got their hand up. Now, if y'all want to talk to me, y'all can get on Blog Talk. The number is scrolling across the screen. It is. Oh, it's not scrolling across the screen. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. 563-999-3615. 563-999-3615. So let me put my headphones on. Get ready to take the call. Hope they don't. All right. Peace. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me, brother? Hang on a second. He must not can't hear. Oh, okay. I gotta get rid of this. I gotta get rid of this. Oh, there we go. All right, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
All right, is that better?
Nah.
I don't know how to get rid of this. I used to be able to get rid of this echo, but hang on, y'all. I'm trying to figure out the echo.
Yeah, it was a strange thing that happened last time I called
All right. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right, good. All right. I don't know what's
going on. I see.
Yeah, everything. Let me make sure everybody else can hear you, though.
Oh, okay.
Let me make sure, because I haven't done this in a while, and sometimes I get confused how to get this thing through. Hey, can y'all hear the brother through the screen, through the show? Can y'all hear him?
Microphone check.
I can hear you good.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, they said they can hear you. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I want to just say this real quick. I called the IRS myself, and because I kept hearing about it's fraud and you don't have to pay taxes, this, that, and the third. So one day I decided I'm going to call the IRS.
It's really not fraud, but
45.
But go ahead. I'll let you go ahead. But it's really not fraud because most people volunteer for it. They just don't disclose everything to you. But go ahead.
Right, exactly. So I waited for about 45 minutes to get like a 5-second answer. The question was that I posed to him was, is it mandatory to pay taxes? He said, let me get you to my supervisor. So I said, okay, no problem. I waited about an hour and change for a supervisor. I wanted to hear truth. Like, again, I asked him the same question. You know, is it mandatory? He said, no, not really. But you do have to pay taxes. So,
wait a minute. Not
so
really, but you still have to do it? Okay, that really makes sense.
Right. Yeah. So I said, is it possible to be dead and alive at the same time? He said, no. No, I do get what you're saying, but no, it's not mandatory.
Right.
So with that being said, nah, you know, I made the call myself, and I think it was well waited. The time was well waited for. It was well worth the time waiting, and I found out for myself. And the next thing, my sister is a multimillionaire, right? And you know, some of the things that you mentioned, you know, it makes so much sense. It, you know, for example, people with money or big degrees and stuff like that, when you talk to them, they're not really listening to anything you have to say because they're caught up in the system. You know what I mean? They're so caught up, they figure that, you know, oh, what you're saying and what he's doing. I told my sister about you. As a matter of fact, right now I'm at work.
Right.
We have our own little business, and she's like, did you do any research on this guy? Who is this guy? So I'm like, you know,
see, they're so programmed to listen to everything else. Anybody else need to be researched, but they never research who taught them that nonsense.
Right, that part.
Right.
So long story short, I'm like, you know, he teaches law, he teaches you know, a bunch of different things. So like, you better be careful because tomorrow actually I have a court an arraignment because my license is suspended, and I got caught. I got pulled over, and they hit me with what is it called? Resisting without violence. Because I told the cop, you know, I plead the fifth. You know, I'm not going to give you any information. So she's like, "Is that the guy you listen to?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, As a matter of fact, I listened to some of the old stuff that you had, where it talks about you gave some really, really good information, man, some really powerful stuff. And I actually want to know where you got it from, because I want to grab it myself."
What's you talking about specifically?
So basically, we're talking about how to talk back to the judge in the event that they don't want to answer your questions. Like if you object to something and they don't want to, you know, sustain or overrule. This is how you respond to them. If they say certain things, you have a rebuttal to whatever they have to say. So I actually was listening to the thing. I was writing everything down, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to use it." You know what I mean? Because I put in my motion to be heard. That one where you said something about exercising of your constitutional rights is not cannot be converted into a crime. You know, so I wrote all of that down. You know, in the event that he want to try to, if you want to try to tell me that now, you know, what I did was wrong. You know what I mean? So it's my constitutional right to say, listen, no, you're not going to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those people that, you know, I like, dude, if I know this shit works, I'm going to use it. You know what I mean? I'm not like a coward in court. You know what I mean? I got a big mouth. So, you know, you shouldn't be telling me this kind of stuff, man, because I'll literally use it. So anyway, long story short, you know, I had my piece on me, and they took that, they took my car, all of that, you know, and I'm planning on actually suing the cop. I'm actually, oh my God. Well, I'm actually looking for.
You know, when a lot of people talk about suing, I always tell them, make sure you deal with the first thing first, what you already have at hand, then move forward to the suit, because the lawsuit can be lengthy and it's stressful. So one of the things I never really have to get into it with judges or any lawyers, because my paperwork is written in such a way they really try to keep me from speaking. They rather deal with me from talking. They don't want me talking in open court. So what they'll do is pull me
Right.
to the side and we start negotiating right there. Then I walk away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta remember it's a negotiation. They don't want to deal with they know what you're saying is true, but the problem that a lot of people have, they want to go in there, they want to fight. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm looking for a peaceful resolution. So when I talk, like the last ticket I got, talked to the DA, she pulled me to the side. Listen, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna put down that you have mechanical failure. You got a lot of background noise.
You got a what?
Mechanical failure, meaning my speedometer wasn't working, so I didn't know how fast I was going. That's basically what it's saying.
Right.
And you just pick. It don't hurt your insurance. It don't hurt this and that. Just give us a little bit of bread and be on about your business. Now, most of these Moors and other people that's on this sovereign citizen movement will be sitting there trying to fight that. Me, I was like, really? Okay. It was a small little, I think it was like $100-something. I said, I'll give a donation to the cause. Paid that and walked out. Now, had I took the original charge was 2 counts of reckless driving because I was speeding over 90 miles per hour, that would have been a bigger effect on me. Right? So I'll take that. You know, that's how I do. I'm going there to negotiate with you guys. Y'all know y'all system is corrupt, this and that. We ain't got to talk about that. All I want to talk about, what you going to do for me. And I listen. I don't do a whole lot. When she brought me the deal, now that's after I did motion to dismiss, ask for discovery, and all of these things, and step my status correctly. Then she came to me. She had all the paperwork in her hand. I could see it. She's like, hey, Mr. Barber took me off to the side. She said, what she going to do. I found it to be reasonable, and I accepted it and moved on. Now, if I'd have challenged her, then she would have showed her power against me or try to use it against me. I ain't interested in all of that YouTube cowboy tactics. All I'm interested in is moving on. And if it costs just a little bit of money to shut it down, I'll do it. A lot of people would say, oh, yo, you gave into the system. Don't want to get. See, most people who talk like that, they have money issues. They don't have the money to pay it. So that's why they talk like that.
Gotcha.
So, you got a lot of background noise. I don't know if you're cooking, what you doing back there, but it's loud.
Oh, my bad. I apologize. Yeah.
So, when you're going after these things, don't treat these people like they're your enemy. These are people who are working. They believe in what they're doing. They're trying to make a living. They just want to go home, back to their family. Most of them don't love the job. It's just a means to pay their bills. You see what I'm saying?
Understood.
So,
gotcha.
I try to get people to realize that, don't be trying to fight with you. I'm trying to share the screen of this check this brother got, and they keep talking about I need permissions. Now, I ain't need permissions before. They tripping on here. But anyway, all right, brother. That's it. That's all you had.
I got a question for you.
What's your question?
So I'm about to start another business of my own, and I was curious to know because I already have a business, a cleaning business, and I want to know, once I get all my paperwork in, get my my citizenship authenticated and everything else, and get all the papers in order, am I able to take all of that stuff, my businesses, and actually put it in private as well?
A business can never be private as long as it's doing business with the public. There's no such thing. They don't work that way. What you have to do is make sure the owner of that business is private. Like Hindsight Radio, everybody know I run it and everything, but I don't actually own it at all. My trust does. But if you go look up Hindsight Radio as the Secretary of State, you will not see the owner of the company. You just see someone who represented me to open it up. Without going into all of the details. So that's how you become private. You have a private you operate your business through another entity, be it another corporation or another trust, a church. That's how you be. You are the want to be private, but a business itself, if it's doing business and creating contracts out there, it's public. It's a public business. So,
gotcha. Okay. Well,
and then let me clear this up. Let me clear this up. Businesses do pay taxes because that's what taxes really, because it's on your capital gains, on profits, right? But if the owner but the owner could be tax exempt, like if, and if he's set up properly,
right?
You see, so
well, once I get all of this stuff down and set up, I'm going to be giving you a call to give me some consultation and get my stuff right.
Okay.
Because I did some consultation already with somebody else, and I'm not exactly happy. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I've done that before too. Took consultations with other people, and then I learned where to get the information from. That happens, know. that happens. That happens. We do that. It's don't beat yourself up about it. It's just next time you know better. Okay. Like right now, I just added on an extra where I am setting up people, businesses, and showing them how to properly connect the dots between their exempt organizations and their business through various means. So, but
I definitely want to get this thing going. Like, it's high time, man. Like, seriously,
Okay. So, all right. Well, Akimel.com, when you're ready, come over there and I'll see what I can do for you. All right. And let me correct something. I do not teach law. I'm not a lawyer. I give spiritual advice.
No.
This is a ministry.
I'm not.
I just want to clear that up. I don't.
You straight, though.
Lawyers
I'm not
they do that stuff. And get, that's their thing. I don't want to step on they credentials. That's what they get. They operate a certain way. What I teach, no lawyer would ever teach you or have you work through that anyway. So
exactly. Yeah. But
all right, brother. All right.
The CPN.
I don't talk about CPNs in the open. I don't deal with CPNs on out here on YouTube. I don't talk about that stuff. So we got to move on from that.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
All right, brother.
All right, boy.
All right, peace.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. If anybody else want to join my conversation, you can 563-999-3615. I'm trying to get y'all the photo, and they keep talking about I need permission and blah blah blah, and I don't want to close out my Chrome to show this photo. Let's see. Where is it? All right. Let's see. It's here. I'm gonna try to. Try to let me try it again, y'all. Trying to share so y'all can see the this brother's success, man. They playing with me with this whole. Let's open up photos. There it is. Okay. Let's share photos. Man. They really testing my patience. Okay, let's see if I can upload it to this thing. Go here. Show you. Oh, okay. I might be able to do that. All right, give me a second, and I'll show it. There it is, right there. Let me stop my camera there. There it is. That's the check. And it was from tax year 2016. So they had tried to go back some years. So this is one check they're returning to him, money they took from him. And then he said there's another one coming. And when that come, I'll show you. I redacted all his personal information, but that's what he's getting back from his fight. And he went through some stuff. He went through dealing with them. Then he had to deal with me because I was hard on him. But he took it like a champ, and he got his win. He got his win. That's a win right there. That's a nice little chunk of change. And that's all from following my IRS webinars. This guy's been around for a long time. He's been following me a long time. Matter of fact, I got to come down to DC and do another seminar there. So there it is. Y'all see the proof. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question. I listen to a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of people, especially when it comes to this 1099A stuff. I was listening to the people that are teaching that stuff today. I keep up on them, and they still talking about they haven't been funded yet. They've been doing 45 days, no funds. And the thing that gets me about that type of method is, why are you getting people's hopes up and you haven't proven it for yourself that it works? This IRS method was born out of my issues that I had. That's how it came about. I had issues. I dealt with them, got the results, and then once I got my results, I shared it with the public. I shared it with you guys. But you got people running around here creating videos about do the 1099, do your conditional acceptance, and all of these. Like, I'm about to have a meeting with bona fide business owners, people who got some bread, I think next week, because they're out of town traveling, because they part of a group, and someone contacted me and want me to talk some sense into these people about this 1099A stuff. So I agreed to talk to them. I said they got 15 minutes. And I told her, I said, sometimes you have to go with your spirit. If you don't feel it's right, you don't do it and just let them go. But I really care about these folks. And I said like this, Jesus cared about a lot of folks, and they still crucified him. Okay? That's the story, right? He loved and cared everybody. He tried to do everything, and they still chanted, impale him. Why? Because the crowd was against him at that time. And you know how people are fickle. They get what they want. I got what I need. I can see now. I can walk now. The demons are gone. My mind is clear. I don't need them now. Y'all can go ahead and do what y'all want. That's pretty much what happened. You see what I'm saying? Somebody said, greetings, Akeem. Please keep us posted on the next seminar day and location. It is of my interest to be around like-minded men and women. Thanks. Antonio. Oh, I do have the next one. I do have the one. Actually, my wife just sent it to me. The flyer. Let me see if I can open it up. It's gonna be it's gonna be in New York. She even set the price. I'm gonna have to go with her price. I'm going with it. She said it. I got it. It's law now. It's law. Oh, I like this background too. She did a good job here. All right, I'm gonna share this with you guys. Try to share this. Um, Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something about the power of women. I noticed this talk, and people are trying to talk about women. And yes, we got some ratchet women out there. Yes, we do. We do. But if you're seeing a lot of ratchet women in in your life, that means you got a projector and screen that's producing that in your life. So yes, do some ladies have unrealistic expectations? Yes, they do. But hey, we got unrealistic expectations too. We got our own issues, so we need to concentrate on us. But I'm saying this all to say this: man, architect, woman makes it come alive, right? In 9 months, that child comes out. That woman nurtures that child for 9 months, and you have a full, healthy baby come. So, very important role that the woman has, and that role is displayed in everything. So, I was sitting there thinking about what I was going to charge, um, and she put the number on there. So I'm gonna go with that. I gotta go with that. Oh, let's see if I could pull it up. Let's see. See, they doing this nonsense again where it's not letting me share stuff, and I don't want to close out my screen because then I'll lose my camera feed. Um. All right. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do it another way. Where is it? Thought I had it open. Okay, it's a PDF. Okay, open with that. Okay, let's see if I could share that. And I've been using this computer. I don't know why it's doing this preference crap. It's it's crazy. Let's see something. Let me see if I can I have another computer over here. Let me I'm coming into the studio twice here. Let's see if I can open up her. I'm gonna show y'all this thing one way or the other. I wonder if it'll let me do like I did before. Oh, turn my volume off over here. All right. Where's this document at? Okay. Let's save it. Computer. This. All right. Here we go. She did an excellent job on this. Um. Okay. Brand add overlay. Okay. It's a PDF, so I'm gonna have to convert it to a JPG. Put my technical skills to work there, and then put it there. All right. All right. Let's do this. See if it worked this time. There we go. There it is. All right. There's all the information right there. All right. There's all the information right there. It's Sunday, July 3rd, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to be talking about the nonprofit unincorporated association. That's the religious nonprofit, religious trust, religious exemption, student loan debt elimination. I'm going to be talking about how I got rid of that over $90,000 of student loans. The donation is $350 donation online or at the door. We're probably going to have to change up the colors on the font. We're going to, this is just a rough thing right now. It's going to be at 240-08 135th Avenue, Rosedale, New York, 11422. Go to akimel.com events. I haven't put it up there yet, so I will be putting it up there for you guys. So we're going to be talking about trust. There's going to be some people there that are not really familiar with what I talk about, so I'm going to have to create another flyer for to kind of cater to what they would be interested in. But it's still going to be the same information. It's going to be basically talking about how to protect your business, protect your assets through trust, and also how to get rid of some of these debts, not just student loans, but all the debt, how to challenge that stuff. And of course, I will be touching on your status, correcting your status. At the last seminar, I actually showed them how to set up their nonprofit without filling out that 501c3 stuff so that they can have a record of everything. So there you have it. That is it, the information, basically. It's 8:33. So that is July 3rd. That's a Sunday. I usually do them on Saturday, but something's going on that Saturday. That we can't do it on a Saturday. So there it is, right there for you. Somebody said, "Win from what?" The IRS trying to take the brother's money. But anyway. With that being said, I am out. I'll see y'all next Tuesday, maybe another time during the week. Hopefully. I do have some things to do. So, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all.